Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to challenge a pretty massive assumption. Most businesses just assume they're only paying for the water they actually use. But what if I told you a huge chunk of your monthly utility bill is literally charging you for thin air? Well, if we look at the mechanical reality of how municipal water systems actually work, it tells a completely different story. I know, it sounds totally absurd, right? Paying for air, but you actually are. See, municipal systems have to use massive pressure and heavy pump vortex action just to push water across vast distances. And all that extreme, chaotic force naturally injects and traps millions of tiny air bubbles right into the public water lines feeding your building. And here is where it really hits your bottom line. Those standard commercial positive displacement meters hooked up to your facility, they only measure total volume. They are completely blind to what's inside the pipe. They simply cannot distinguish between dense liquid water and all those entrained air bubbles. So the result? You are getting billed for useless air at premium utility rates. No way around it. But wait, it actually gets worse. That frothy mix of air and water generates some highly inefficient turbulence inside your pipes. We're talking chaotic flow that puts unnecessary stress on your commercial plumbing fixtures. And to top it all off, that turbulent pressure actually causes the dials inside your water meter to overspin, so it's falsely inflating your consumption data even further. Okay, so what's the fix? Well, it's not magic, it's just brilliant mechanical engineering. It's a surgical-grade 316L stainless steel device called the W-valve. Basically, it's a 3-in-1 system. You've got a compressible flow valve to deal with the air, an adjustable pressure regulating valve to stop those crazy pressure spikes, and a heavy-duty check valve to prevent any backflow. Here's the really cool part. The fluid dynamics. As that turbulent, bubbly water enters, the W-valve creates a highly strategic back pressure zone. This temporarily compresses all those trapped air bubbles down to a fraction of their original size. Because they're so small, they pass right through your meter completely undetected. And then the water emerges on the other side as this beautiful, highly efficient, smooth laminar flow. Now, I want to pause and be absolutely clear about what this technology is and what it isn't. The W-valve is strictly a mechanical conservation device meant to normalize your meter readings. That's it. It is not a filter. It's not a water purifier or an MRET activator, and it performs absolutely no water disinfection or softening. It strictly saves you money by correcting fluid dynamics. And the bottom line impact of getting those fluid dynamics right, it's massive. We are talking about instant savings of up to 30% on your monthly water and sewer bills. The literal second this thing is installed, the turbulence stops, your meter accuracy is fully restored, and your net operating income gets a very real, very significant boost. For B2B applications, the financials are incredible. The typical payback period is just 12 months, but actually, even more compelling than that is their zero upfront cost leasing option. Basically, the technology pays for itself using 50% of your shared monthly savings. You are literally using your newly found utility savings to lease the asset. It's a total game changer. So who's making this happen over here? Bringing this 100% proprietary U.S. technology to the Asian market is Country Star Sdn Bhd, or CSSB. They're driven by the legacy of their founder, Raj, and backed by a whole team of seasoned engineering professionals. CSSB successfully secured the rights to introduce this revolutionary flow management tech, and they're kicking things off right here in Malaysia. And, CSSB's footprint really guarantees a high level of trust. They aren't some startup. They are a completely self-financed powerhouse. They have deep, established roots in oil and gas. They've built over 100 megawatts of rooftop solar partnerships with KTNB, and they provide strategic field development support for SMJ Energy in Sabah. They are deeply embedded in industrial infrastructure. So let's wrap this up. The mechanical flaw in how municipalities deliver water to your business is clear. But honestly, so is the solution. For all the corporate owners and facility managers out there tuning in, are you ready to fix your flow? Permanently eliminate those inflated air charges, and finally stop paying for thin air? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and we'll see you next time.